So I was just saying to somebody on my other TikTok channel that it's not other countries that are silencing us, okay? I know I said that because that's what that was being pushed. And, then I realized, wait a minute, they always blame they always blame the other countries for stuff our own government and big tech's doing. So, as I said, it's big tech is fully responsible. Elon Musk is, YouTube, Rumble, everybody that is controlling the algorithms are responsible for shadow banning. And our government on the left and the right, unfortunately, this is the sad part, unfortunately, is that they don't care. And I said already in another video how it's corporate personhood. Well, here, let me show you. So I have 2 accounts on TikTok. One I have like 1,600 followers, and this one I have 650. It's not like I have a huge following. Ever since Trump came in, you can't get the numbers like you did. That's not Trump's fault. It's tech. They are absolutely fully responsible. But corporate personhood, they get away with it because nobody can do anything to them. But our Congress, on the left and the right, could have done something a long time ago. But they don't want to. And it shouldn't be hard to figure out why they don't want to. Because they're not strong enough people to want to hear from the people. So corporate personhood serves the Supreme Court. It serves the Republicans. It serves the Democrats. When have you ever heard any Republican or Democrat say that corporate personhood should be eliminated? Because it serves them. Because then they can get on the news and say, no, we care about free speech. How can this be going on? They make all these excuses, right? And literally, even though it was the Supreme Court the Supreme Court started allowing this, and they historically give more freedoms to corporate since 1886. And the thing is, before that, before they had that, our country was thriving and surviving and thriving. That's so sad, because it means that people, these lawyers and these judges, because it serves the Supreme Court too, because then if they come out with a ruling that you don't like, then they don't have to worry about it going viral or reaching many people, because they're not strong people. They're not good people to be representing us. They're just not. Because truly a strong person would be like, no, I respect the American founding. I respect the values of this country. I respect freedom of speech. And I'm not going to make excuses for it. I would get up and say that as a Congress on the left and the right, if any of those people on either side cared, and they don't, about our values, one of the most biggest and important is free speech, and they could legislate and end this. They could make it very difficult. If there wasn't corporate personhood, or Congress bothered to legislate a lot of their power away, because Congress can override the Supreme Court, but they have to legislate it in. They could have done that. Instead, what have you watched them do at these past several years? You've watched Josh Hawley throw cover to Zuckerberg, who did give all of our information to China, right? While he continued to attack TikTok. You watched them all do these ridiculous hearings that we didn't need to have, but it was just to bullshit us, when really they could have legislatively done things. And then none of these platforms would do what they're doing, because they would be in a whole lot of trouble. That's why they also all showed, the Republicans, obviously Democrats, they don't even respect our president. They don't. Elon Musk doesn't. None of them do. Because he executive ordered in about ending the free speech, but they get around it because big tech is considered a corporate personhood. They're a private sector. And yet, all this time, well, you never ever hear the left or the right say that corporate personhood is the problem. I mean, just think, it was actually a good country before we got these people we get these lawyers that probably socialists and people that they just disrespect our founding. It's so disgraceful. We should have more of a way to remove these people, because it's very obvious none of those people care about our values. They just go on the news and talk about it. So you see this video right here. Well, you could see either one of these, the shadow banning. Okay. Here's YouTube. Look at that. 4 and 5 views is a lot for me. 3. This is still YouTube. 1 view, 1 view, 1 view. YouTube, 2 views, no views, 2 views. See, it's clearly obvious. It's absolutely obvious. I'm heavily censored. I'm heavily shadow banned. That's YouTube. This is Rumble, and I know it's a little hard to see, but it says here 2 views. This one 4 views, 4 views. This one got a little bit more, 13. So this is free speech. Got worse when Donald Trump came in, and again, not because of Donald Trump, but it did, because the tech giants are all around him, right? And he has some plan. I do believe that. Would be nice if he could do something about free speech. It would be nice if he could stop praising Elon Musk when Elon Musk is literally getting away with. It would be good if he could stop praising the people that don't respect the values of our country. I think that's the part that when I get angry with Donald Trump. Because to praise people that literally can't even respect the First Amendment because of this corporate personhood it's not right. It's not right. But I give him the benefit of the doubt because I think he has something else planned. Again, I think a lot of it is a setup. None of these tech platforms would mess with this if Congress would have legislated in that they can't do this. Because Congress actually can legislate over the Supreme Court, no matter what the Supreme Court rules. But they don't. Why do you think they don't? Because they don't want you to go viral or me, because we're people that truly love the Constitution and respect the values of it. And we would be, like, if I was a member of Congress or a representative, I would be hollering, no, end corporate personhood, because it's nowhere in our Constitution. It's just some people came along and started trying to destroy our Constitution and twisting things. And that served not only corporate, but it's hurt all of us. And that's what's hurting us today. It is. And the fact is that we should not be praising or calling these people patriots when they don't respect the basic values of our country. Just because you get on, like, your actions is what matters. The deeds are what matter. Your words mean very little. And so Elon Musk can say all this stuff and everybody yells and screams what a patriot he is, but he shadow bans on X. And he knows he can get away with it because we don't have anybody on the Democrat side or the Republican side that a long time ago, all this time, could have been legislating stuff so that the people had their voices back. They could have overrid the Supreme Court by putting in a whole bunch of legislation that would have ended this. Not just 230, no, putting it into where a lot of it wouldn't stick. They could have done that. So they don't respect our Constitution. I know we get played by these people all the time. We do, on the left and the right. But have you ever heard Bernie talk about eliminating corporate personhood? No, not AOC. None of them do. Because it serves them. They'll say tax the rich, or they'll say do this. It's very, very simple. They all there have the power of legislation, and they can legislate to take away much of these powers that has given corporate, and that means these big tech giants, the power they have. They don't do it. They talk about 230, but even that, they could do a whole lot more than that. They literally they hate our Constitution so much on the left and the right, and they spit all over our founding fathers as far as I'm concerned. Because if they truly had deeds to show that they loved our Constitution and freedom of speech, they could have ended corporate personhood.